Welcome to the Instagram stories for Monday, April 17th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Instagram has announced a ton of new features. I have a lot of opinions on them, but before we get into that, here's the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, sharing all the information about these updates that you need to know.
This week, we're announcing a bunch of new features for our creators out there. We're announcing a place where you can see what's trending in terms of Reels on Instagram, a new editing UI for creating Reels, new insights for Reels, and an expansion of our digital gifts program to a number of other countries around the world. Now let's start with Reels trends. Starting just in the US, you're going to be able to go to a place and see what's trending around the world on Reels and hopefully be inspired to create a Reel yourself. If you are, when you do go to create a Reel, you're going to see a new Reels editing UI with layers so you can see your video and your audio separately and other layers over time, just making it easier to create a Reel on Instagram. Next, something I like to call a finally feature, one that we should have gotten to a long time ago, improved Reels insights. From now on, for every Reel that you post on Instagram, you'll be able to see the average watch time on that Reel and the total watch time on that Reel. And because we know that a lot of creators are trying to make a living doing what they do, we're also expanding our digital gifts program, which is currently just in the US, to Australia and Canada and Mexico, France, New Zealand, and the UK. We're also adding a new feature to digital gifts so that you can see if anyone has given you a digital gift and you can actually send them some love to say thank you. Some of these will take some weeks to roll out, like expanding gifts around the world. And if you have any questions on any of the details, you can always check out my link in bio. If you have other features you'd like to see, just comment down below and I'll check them out. See you next week. Peace.
Okay, he said a lot there, but there are some other updates that he didn't cover in this video. The page that he mentioned where you can find out what's trending on Reels is a really interesting concept because on that page you can see trending songs and hashtags on Reels. You can see how many times an audio has been used, and then you can either tap to use it directly or save it for yourself. But here's the part that I think is original. I'm not aware that TikTok has this. On that page, you can see what the top trending topics and hashtags are on Reels. So this way you can make your own content around that. This is a great concept because if you spend a lot of time searching to see what's popular, what other people are making, maybe you could cut down on the time and spend more of that time creating actual content instead of trying to figure out what you should be creating. I think that's a good concept. There's a great Instagram blog post, which I'm going to link to in the show notes, that gives all the details about this, including how to access this feature. I don't have it yet, but if you do have it, it'll be, well, first you have to go to your profile, then professional dashboard, and then under tips and resources, you'll see Reels trends, and you can tap on that to get all the information about what sort of content you should be creating in that moment. Additionally, the other thing he didn't talk about is Instagram adding the ability to make it easier to edit Reels by adding clips, audio, stickers, and text on one unified editing screen. The goal here is to make it easier to align and time the elements of your Reel to the right moments in a more visual way. In this blog post, they highlight that they're going to be creating even more exciting tools as they endeavor to make editing Reels simpler and easier, which is something that really, that's a huge area. Creating these things takes time. Editing on the phone screen is not a favorite, at least for me. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to dive into some more new features and spill the tea on what people are saying about these features.
This episode is brought to you by Michigan Economic Development Corporation. In Michigan, you can have both a rewarding career and a quality lifestyle, with plentiful career opportunities in world-changing, innovating industries, from electric vehicles to clean energy to biotech, with room for advancement no matter where you are in your career. Plus, Michigan offers a welcoming, beautiful, affordable, and inclusive community for all. Live your best life. You can in Michigan. Visit themichiganlife.org.
And we're back. Let's get into more of the features that Adam Mosseri discussed. He mentioned the updates to Reels Insights, which is really important. They've added two new metrics, total watch time and average watch time. Here's the difference between them. Total watch time captures the total amount of time your Reel was played, including any time spent replaying the Reel. This is very key. You want people to rewatch the Reel as many times as possible, right? That's why short content is better in terms of views, because people need to watch it a couple times to figure out what's going on and what's happening, and that's how you hook them. The average watch time is a different metric. This captures the amount of average time spent playing your Reel, which is calculated by dividing watch time with the total number of plays. For instance, if your average watch time is 17 seconds, out of everyone who watched the Reel, On average, they watched 17 seconds. This will help you better understand where people are being engaged or where you may need to create a stronger hook to have viewers stay longer. For instance, maybe that part of the video kind of lags, you're just repeating yourself, or it's unclear exactly what's happening, but people aren't engaged in watching to figure out what is really going on. So that's an important metric to understand and know about. Now let's go into the T part. I don't really understand why I use that phrase because I usually don't talk like this, but that's a story for another time. A lot of times I feel like I'm complaining about Instagram because I think that they can do a lot better job. Clearly they're invested more in themselves and making money than they are in creators, but I often feel like I'm the only one who feels that way. However, if you go into the comments on Adam Mosseri's post on Instagram, you will see that plenty of people have a lot of things to say about this. One of the top comments is, it says, quote, "We know a lot of people try to make a living," end quote. He says, after deprecating the only way you've actually paid us, which is hilarious. Another person said, "So views are down, bonuses are gone, everyone can get verified, and y'all focus on how creators can create more reels with less views and no reels bonuses." This is all true. Someone else said, "Bonus reels, they're coming back. I was finally going to make some money and it's gone." It just goes on and on. People are really speaking their truths in these, but they're 100% right. So if you want a little bit more of that, definitely check out Adam Mosseri's comments on this video. I will link to everything, including the blog post with the screenshots, this video, all of it you can find in the show notes, so be sure to check it out. That's going to do it for today's episode. We are going to do Mosseri Monday tomorrow. That will be Tuesday. I'm actually going to make myself do that episode right now so I don't get busy. It's all about priorities. So be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and much more.
Instagram news got you covered, sometimes even TikTok. Relevant platforms in the metaverse ahead of the wave, without a break or a pit stop. Still waiting for Zuckerberg to give me the big job. Pause. Use trademarks and logos with Insta's permission, of course. If you like the show and gain some good info, maybe leave a review. It's a type of applause. Just drop me a message if you want to collab. If you've got some good content or you want to run ads, at Daniel Hill Media is where I am. TikTok, Facebook and Instagram.
Hey, thanks for listening all the way to the end of this episode. I have an idea. I have a rap song that's in this that you listen to all the time. You probably know all of the words. If I made a contest where you had to do something funny with that to create a reel, to create a TikTok, make a story out of it, I have no idea. Would you be interested in that? I could definitely make it a contest. There's ad revenue from the show. I'd like to share that with somebody as part of the contest, or maybe something else would be exciting to win. I have no idea. Does this sound like it could be something? I just thought of this. Let me know what you think. Send me a message at Daniel Hill Media. Maybe I'll make a contest. It'll be like a week long. Create the best thing out of this rap song, but I should probably have to do it too in that case. I'm going to create something, then you all create. Hit me with ideas. I want to do it.